What's up guys, Jason here. In this video I'm going to be teaching you how to make a simple Minecraft Bedrock villager trading hall. This trading hall works on 1.21 and on all platforms of Minecraft Bedrock, whether you play on a phone, tablet, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, or PC. By the way, this trading hall allows you to get villager trading discounts. For this trading hall, you'll need 8 buttons, 1 lever, 8 dispensers, 8 slabs, 5 torches, 8 pistons, 16 redstone, 8 trapdoors, 1 bed, 8 workstations. By the way, you can use any workstations that you want. 3 ladders, and finally about 2.5 stacks of solid blocks. By the way, a couple examples of solid blocks are smooth stone or cobblestone. The first step is to choose an area to make this trading hall at. You need to make this trading hall at least 100 blocks away from any villagers, beds, or workstations. Once you have chosen a spot to make the trading hall at, place 15 solid blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Then break these 15 blocks. Now break 2 blocks at this spot. Then count 2 blocks to the right. 1, 2. Now break 2 blocks over here. Then count 2 blocks to the right again. 1, 2. Then break these 2 blocks. Now continue breaking blocks in that pattern until you get to that side. The next step is to place a piston at each of these spots. Make sure all those pistons are facing upwards. Now break these 15 blocks. Then break these 15 blocks as well. Once you're done with that step, place 15 redstone over here. That redstone should connect to all the pistons. The next step is to go over here. Then place a trapdoor at this spot and open it. Then repeat placing a trapdoor like that next to all those other pistons. These trapdoors will separate the zombie from the villagers. Now place 15 solid blocks over here. Now place 15 solid blocks over here as well. Then place 4 blocks over here, 4 over here, and 3 over here. Then do the same thing on this side. Place 4 blocks over here, 4 over here, and 3 over here. Now place 15 solid blocks over here. Once you're done with that step, go over here. Now place a dispenser at this spot. Make sure that dispenser is facing downwards. Now place a dispenser above all the other pistons. Make sure all of those dispensers are facing downwards. Those dispensers will shoot weakness arrows at villagers. The next step is to place 3 blocks at each of these spots. The next step is to place 15 solid blocks over here. Then go over to this spot. Now break this block. Then place redstone over here. Now place a block over here and a lever at the spot. Then flick this lever down. As you guys can see there, that should cause all those pistons to become extended. The next step is to trap a zombie in this back area. I am now going to show you all how you can easily do that in survival mode. To do that, first go back here. Then break these 2 blocks. Now place 3 blocks over here, and 2 over here. Now place a trapdoor at the spot and open it. This trapdoor will cause a zombie to walk in there because zombies see trapdoors as full blocks. Then go to this side. Now place 2 blocks over here, and 2 over here. Then place 2 over here, and 2 over here as well. Now create a staircase from here to the ground. At this point, wait for it to turn nighttime. Then look for a zombie. Once the zombie is following you, lure it over to the trading hall. As you guys can see there, it should then walk down there. Once you have trapped a zombie down here, name it with a name tag. To do that, first place down an anvil, then open it and place the name tag over here. Then name the name tag. I'm going to choose to name this name tag Zombie. Now use the name tag on the zombie. As you guys can see there, it should then get named. By naming the zombie, you will prevent it from despawning. Once you have named the zombie, break these blocks. Then replace these 2 blocks. That zombie will turn villagers into zombie villagers. By curing zombie villagers, you will be able to get a trading discount. The next step is to transport a villager onto each of those pistons. I am now going to show you how you can easily do that in survival mode. To do that, first place a block over here. Then place some rails over here. After you have done that, extend this rail system all the way over to the nearest villager. By the way, if you don't want to do that, another option is to transport a villager using a boat and lead. You can bring any villager over to this trading hall except for a green coat or baby villager. That is because those villagers cannot link to workstations. If you want to use baby villagers to make this trading hall, you will need to wait for them to grow into adult villagers first. Also, don't use any villagers that you have already traded with before. As you guys can see here, I have already traded with this villager. To transport a villager using a boat and lead, first place down a boat. Then push the villager into the boat. Now attach a lead to the boat. Then walk over to the trading hall. Once you have brought the villager over here, place some blocks around it. After you have done that, break the boat. Then place a minecart over here. Once the villager gets in the minecart, push it into the trading hall. Once the villager is over there, place a slab at this spot. Then break the minecart. Now break this rail system. You can repeat that process to bring a villager over to each of those other spots. Once you're done with that step, the villager trading hall should look like this. There's a villager on each piston. The next step is to place a button at each of these spots. Now place 3 ladders over here. Those ladders will allow you to easily access this top area. Now add an arrow of weakness to every dispenser. By the way, I'll show you all how to create weakness arrows. To create weakness arrows, first open a brewing stand. Then place blaze powder over here. Then add some water bottles to the brewing stand. Then place a fermented spider eye at the spot. By the way, you can make fermented spider eyes using a brown mushroom, sugar, and spider eye. Once the brewing is finished, there should be weakness potions. Now add the weakness potions to a cauldron. Then hold some arrows and click on the cauldron. As you guys can see there, that should create arrows of weakness. After you are done adding a weakness arrow to every dispenser, place a torch at each of these spots. Those torches will provide light to prevent mobs from spawning in this area. The next step is to turn all the villagers into zombie villagers. To do that, I recommend you first set your world difficulty to hard mode. That is because if your world difficulty is not set to hard, the villagers may die when attacked by the zombie. Now flick this lever up. As you guys can see there, the zombie should then attack the villagers. If your world difficulty is set to hard, all your villagers will get transformed into zombie villagers. Once all your villagers have been turned into zombie villagers, flick this lever down. Now cure each villager. To cure a villager, first press the button above it. That will dispense a weakness arrow onto it. That will give it the weakness effect. Now feed it a golden apple. As you guys can see there, it should then show yellow particles. That means it is being cured. Repeat this process for every villager. Make sure you feed the zombie villagers a golden apple before the weakness effect wears off. At this point, wait for the zombie villagers to be cured. Once the villagers have been cured, place a bed over here. As you guys can see there, the bed should then show green particles. That means one of the villagers has linked to it. If you can't get a villager to link to the bed, try breaking all beds at the village or villager breeder you got the villagers from. Now link the villagers to workstations. To link the villagers to workstations, first place down a workstation that you want to link a villager to over here. Then wait for a villager to link to it. Once you have found the villager that has linked to it, break this workstation. Then walk over to that villager. Now place that workstation in front of that villager. The villager should then link to this workstation. You can then check its trades. As you guys can see there, it should have a trading discount. That is because it has been cured. If you wanted to have different trades, break and replace the workstation. You can continue doing this until you get the trades that you want. To link another villager to a workstation, repeat that process. Place the workstation you want to link a villager to over here. Then look for the villager that links to it. As you guys can see there, that villager has links to it. Then break the workstation. Now go over to that villager. Then place the workstation you linked it to over here. It should then link to the workstation. It's important that you link the villagers to workstations using this process. That is so that every villager has access to its workstation so that it can restock its trades. If you can't get the villagers to link to the workstations, try breaking all workstations at the village or villager breeder you got the villagers from. After you are done linking all the villagers to a workstation in front of them, you can trade with them. To do that, first go in front of a villager, then make a trade. By the way, once you trade with a villager, you will no longer be able to change its trades. This villager trading hall is a great, quick, and easy way to trade with villagers. Once again, all the villagers should have trading discounts because you cured them. If your villagers run out of stock for a trade, try waiting for one Minecraft day. If they still don't restock their trades, try relinking them to their workstations. If you want to easily get a lot of villagers, I recommend you make a villager breeder. The link to one of my villager breeder tutorials is in the description. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make this simple Minecraft Bedrock villager trading hall. Please like, comment, subscribe, and check out my other Minecraft videos. Thanks for watching.